Virgo, hello. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. Virgo, this is going to be your love reading, Virgo, okay? We're going to pull a theme card here for you, which is what we're going to do. Theme card. So we're going to pull from this deck, and then I'm going to be pulling a tarot, and then I think a little bit later, I just did this with Sagittarius. I think a little bit later, I'll just come back with this card deck, okay? But we are going to be clarifying. I haven't done that in forever. I have not done a clarification readings in forever because it does take up a lot of time, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Let's pull your theme card when it comes down to romantic relationships. Let's see what comes out here for you, Virgo. Let's see what's coming out here for you, Virgo. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, everybody. All right. Let's get it. Let's see. Okay, it pulled two. I did this last time with Sag. I can tell when they want me to pull two, so I'm pulling two. Here at the bottom of the deck, you guys have opposite. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to see why that's coming out. But let's pull the first one. Boom. What is it? It says divine intervention. Oh, goodness. Look at that. Divine intervention, Virgo. What does it say? The angels are helping you. Trust the divine plan. Believe in miracles. When this card comes out, it's like, do you really have to worry about anything? I think not. I think not. And, you know, usually when miracle card comes out, some of y'all are like, ain't gonna happen. Like, I ain't gonna ever find the love of my life. But that's the reason why they have to say it, right? Because to you, it feels like a miracle. To you, it feels like it's like, you know, a miracle. Like, you know, something that God had to do. This is like what Jesus did when he turned water into wine, right? Like, this is the only way that it's gonna happen for me if God bring this connection. And truthfully, I think that this is what this card is pretty much saying. Okay, I know it goes a little bit deeper, but that's what that card is saying. Now let's go ahead. Let's get the second card here. Revenge body. Ooh. Now this is interesting. I see the reason why those two came out, because if this talks about trusting the divine plan, and trust has something to do with unseen, right? That means it's not in your grasp, right? That means it's not here yet. It's not here yet. So you're like, I got to trust God. I got to trust the Lord, right? But, you know, it could be because of some type of breakup. Because anytime you have revenge, it's kind of like, you know, you use that anger, you use that irritation, you use that frustration, and you use it for your, like, to motivate you, okay? So it says that some of you guys are going to be, like, you know, going to the gym, and you know, and truly, like, I mean, they could be motivation to you, but at the same time, you know, it says focusing on yourself and punishing the ex. I mean, to be completely honest, this is something that I don't necessarily believe in. I mean, because, yeah, I don't think that it's just based on the looks. Like, if the person was an asshole, they're an asshole. It doesn't matter. You could be the most beautiful person in the world. Like, if the person wasn't clicking, or if it's something wasn't clicking, it just doesn't matter. But I feel like this is basically saying that you are getting yourself together and you're using that frustration to your advantage, okay? There could have been something different about you and this person. It could have been, you know, different ages. It could have been different viewpoints. You know, you guys could have been different, like ethnicity, that type of thing, okay? Or could be something like that'll happen in the future. You also had new love coming up here too. So we're going to push this aside. We're going to see why this came out for you, Virgo. We're going to push this to the side. We're going to see why that came out for you in a minute. But let's go ahead. Like I said before, I haven't done this type of reading in a while where, like, I do clarifications. We'll see what's coming out here for Virgo. All right, let's get it. This is for Virgo. Let's get the first card here for Virgo. Virgo. First card coming out here for you. Ooh, Six of Wands. I don't know why I thought this was another card. This is nice. This is you getting a lot of attention. Absolutely. Looking your what? Best. I don't think it's necessarily revenge. I just think that you're just looking good. I think that you're looking good, smelling good. You know, you're stepping out in the world. Six of Wands talks about a lot of attention. Hello. What are you doing, though? Because, you know, part of this is what kids call aura, right? So your aura is high. Like, people are like, oh, Virgo, you look good. Like, it's something about you that you are attracting a lot of people towards you. Especially this being a first card coming out. That's crazy. Okay? This is crazy. You may meet someone at some type of, because I don't know, I feel like this could be some type of event. What I'm looking at the bottom of the deck, this looks like this could be at a party or something where you may attract this person. Yeah. You may meet somebody at some type of event. Now, the thing is, I want to clarify this, but I'm also looking at the bottom of the deck. And it's interesting because I do see that there's going to be a stable connection for you. I definitely see that. Let's go ahead. Let's get these Six of Wands. Let's see what that's all about here for Virgo. Let's see. This is for Virgo. Let's get it. We're going to get 2 cards for that. First card that's showing up is the Seven of Wands. This is how it came up, okay? It came out just like this. Six of Wands. Now, I see exactly what this is saying, but I'm also trying to see how this relates to another person, because I do know that this is someone who's watching, who's looking at you. But let's just keep it a buck. Remember what we just talked about here with revenge body? We talked about how, you know, there's something that happened with you and someone, right? And there's this whole thing now where you have to believe in miracles and trust the divine. Remember we talked about that, right? But if you look at the Seven of Wands, it specifically says live to fight another day. And it's clarifying the Six of Wands. So you know what it is? Ain't nothing gonna get you down. Whatever you've experienced, the optimism, because you know, you have faith, you have trust that, again, remember we said trust the divine plan. You have enough trust that the universe is going to bring in here for you exactly what is meant to. Now, some of you guys unblock somebody. Okay, Seven of Wands talks about blocking. And the reason why you did it was because you knew your value. Again, here where it talks about, I don't want to talk, I don't want to argue, I don't want no conflict, I'm trying to avoid that, I don't want any of those things, right? You could have been dealing with someone, was a lost cause, so the situation was, you would know that nothing was going to come out of that. And the Six of Wands is saying that you're moving forward with your head held high, babe. You see how even though that card meant something else, the Seven of Wands was telling you something different about your perspective. Yeah, you did experience something, right? But with this card, it's basically saying, no, that's okay. You refuse to compromise in the way that they wanted you to, or whatever was happening, you refuse to back down. Okay? And you are moving forward. But well, yeah, but I also see that you're moving forward. There's people who want your attention. And part of the Seven of Wands talk about, you know, you got your guard up a little bit. You're like, okay, you may think that I look good and everything. That's all fine and good. But you're not as open. Like you kind of got this little shield. You're like, okay, this person thinks I'm attractive. That's nice. And I think that that's a good thing, because whatever situation you've been in has kind of taught you not to go in head first. But there is definitely somebody around. Definitely. And I do see that for a lot of you guys are pretty single. I think that you guys are, you know, working on yourself, like the revenge body stuff is saying. You guys are literally focusing on you. On your health, your mental health, spiritual health, you know, mental health. I think I said that already. You know, all of those things. This is what you're doing. But you're going to be attracting someone very soon. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get your second card. This is going to be for Virgo. This is for Virgo. Oh, hecky yeah. I like this. There's some communication that's going to come up in here. I never use this card for communication. Ever. Ever. This is you moving forward. That's what I just said. Here with the Six of Wands, I said, what are you doing? You are moving forward with your head held high. Moving forward card came out. But this is not what this card is only saying. It's not only talking about moving forward. This is communication. It's so funny. You're going to be looking at that. You're going to be looking at the text like, what they want. Okay? You're going to look looking at somebody like, okay, what is this all about? And you don't have to know the person, because I don't think this is anybody that you know per se. Per se, we don't know yet. But I do believe that this is you like reading something that someone has sent to you. This could be like, you know how I go when you start dating people. They kind of, throw it in a little thick. But I definitely see that this is more so back and forth communication between you and somebody, which is really interesting. Because I see more than one or two. I see that there's going to be different people that you're going to be, talking to. It's going to be more so of a busier time, a socializing time that I see here with that Eight of Wands. Let's go ahead. Let's clarify. Let's see what comes out. Let's see what's coming out with that Eight of Wands, Virgo. This is for Virgo. Let's see. First card that's coming out is the Seven of Pentacles. Look at what it's saying. You're leaving something behind because what? It ain't worth your energy. You're not wasting your time because it's not worth your time. And part of this could be, the universe trying to tell you something and you listened. You listened to something. It's time for you. It says, you see how it says it was something that was a lack of growth, and the Eight of Wands is literally saying, well, the reason why you're moving forward, because there was no growth where you were, and you were stagnant, and you were going backwards even. You were regressing, right? You were with someone who had no aim. It was aimless connection. You were being boggled down, beat down. You were in that type of thing. You weren't paying attention to the red flags. You weren't paying attention. The universe been trying to tell you to stop. Okay, it was a clear warning that you needed to make a decision to move forward. And that is what the Eight of Wands is basically saying. You were trying to make you were in the past, needed to make a decision. You were not, but now you are. Because in the past, that's not what you were doing. Now you're going to be considering your options. But before you actually move forward here with that Eight of Wands, what do you do? What do you have to do? What is a true Virgo? You realize something, you went within. You're like, yeah, I don't want this. Okay. I'm not impressed anymore. And I think that's what really happened. Something here where it's like you were no longer like impressed with what was happening in the connection you're in. Now, I have to tell you, if we're talking about single, and even if we're talking about couple, you are still facing the same fate in this reading. There is no singleness here. I'm saying, if you are single, even if you are a couple, there is the same outcome in this reading. Even if it's part of the outcome as far as moving forward, is moving out of the house, not necessarily divorcing, but you're like, oh, hey, maybe we should separate. Maybe we should separate. Maybe we should, kind of separate for right now because we can't get along. It just seems like we're not able to get along. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of confusion. I'm always plotting. Somebody's always plotting in the house because they're trying to get the next person back and all that other shit. It's something, like it's the same outcome. Okay. So the single Virgos are trying to move on. They're going to be meeting someone new. And, the Virgos that are in the connection are like, okay, I can't be here because I'm always trying to plot and see how I'm going to get this mofo back. Okay. Or they're trying to plot and see how they're going to get you back. You're just trying to be peaceable and mind your business. And this person is, always on your ass about something. Okay. Someone is extremely unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do from one day to the next. And you're like, yeah, no, I'm tired of this, right? I think that was, how interesting this is that someone there's like love, like there's a person who has love for the other person, and then there's other person who's functioning based on ego. Like one person like actually loves the person, and another person is like functioning on ego. And that's the reason why you guys are not compatible. It's not that you can't be compatible. It's because the person here, or whoever they are, they're functioning on ego, and somebody else is functioning on love and affection. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get your third card. This is for Virgo. All right. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to pick it up in a minute. Hold on. Got to put my hair back. Ooh, Virgo. Virgo, you got the devil. You got the devil here. Did you notice that devil is playing a harmonica? You notice that? or like a flute or something. And it's interesting because I know that they put that in here for a reason. And this is like, it's so many things wrapped up in one. We're talking about emotionally, you're effed emotionally. Because that harmonica in some kind of way is like repetitive thoughts. Because remember, what is this card basically talking about? This card basically is talking about toxicity in some way, right? That's one definition. And if we're saying that it's going to be toxic and that harmonica, that's that your ears are attached to your head. So maybe you're hearing someone say something over and over again, a conversation over and over again, what someone said over and over again. You're listening to music and it reminds you of this person, right? And see, and then it puts you right back at that same spot. And see, this is what binds you. This is what bound you here. The harmonica is next to the person's mouth, and the mouth, what's close to the person's mouth, what you hear out of their mouth is what's attached to your head, which is your ears. And I think that for a lot of you guys, this has been something that has been very horrible for you to, get over. You're like, yeah, damn. Like I'm trying to, but there it is, that damn song. There's that song again. Okay. Here it is. The person sounds just like them, right? They sound just like them. This person talks just like them. Wow, oh, this person had their same, walk, right? It's something that is constantly reminding you of this individual. And you know what's so interesting? That's not even what the devil card even says. But you see how they made me hone in on that harmonica? I don't pull these cards a million times. I ain't never looked at that. Never. I always talk about how, when you separate from someone, the rumination, which is perfect word for this at this point, keep thinking about it over and over again, cannot let it go, right? And so part of this, you are needing to heal, because I will say the devil card with that harmonica to the person's mouth could be trauma and PTSD, right? Because if you can't get over what the person said, right? This is some sense of like a traumatic event. Every time you hear the music, every time you hear somebody say something that reminds you of the conversation, it brings you right back to that feeling and it traps you into that position again. It traps you right back into that position again. Okay? This devil card is saying you're going to have to heal. But it is also saying that no matter how much you tried things to work with this person, whether you guys were trying to be in a union with each other, you guys tried to reconcile with each other, but it always got blocked. You know what that means? It's not going to work. That's the realization that you guys are going to come to if you haven't come to it yet. Whether they are in your physical presence or not, and you know that it wasn't going to work. You are in the healing phase. The devil is the shadow work. It is the trigger. And that's what has happened. Okay? That was deep. That was deep. I didn't even expect for that to even come out. For that one card, you know how many times the devil card to come out? I didn't know why, but I'm telling you, when I saw that to that devil's mouth, I'm like, something's up. It's a little bit more than what that card normally means. Because that's music to your ears. Music, conversations. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? What am I doing? I said all of that and didn't even clarify that card. I said all of that and didn't even clarify it. Let's see. Let's see if they're going to agree with me. Let's clarify it. This is a double card, please. Thank you. Ooh. Look at, what does it say? Look at that. What does that say? Codependency. That's what the double card is. But what is attached to the emotion? You see where it says fostering? We talked about the binding. We talked about that moment of you not being able to get out of it. You can't get out of it. That's what the devil do. You're ruminating over it, going from extremes because you can't get out of something. And the Queen of Cups in reverse is moodiness, is crying. It's like, oh my God, that is what this is. That is crazy. And it came out in reverse of all things because it truly could have came in an upright, but it didn't. Okay, you guys are definitely not in the best place. But you see how imbalanced you are. You see how you're not where you need to be. And you see that word? I've never seen that before. I never even paid attention to that. Do you feel gullible? Do you feel played? This is going to be you overcoming despair. But that Eight of Wands says, baby, you are ready to move on, honey. You gotta be able to forgive this. You gotta forgive yourself. You gotta be able to move on. This is a healing period for you. This is you being able to let go. And even if God has to put you in a position where it helps you in some kind of way, it will. You don't have to do this on your own. You don't have to do this by yourself. That's even a reassurance for you. You don't have to get revenge. Revenge is being able to actually let go, right? And not stay in this one position, not stay in this place, not wallowing in what? Despair. Okay? You gotta let go of that rumination. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get your, what time is it? Yeah, because we gotta get a pull a few of the oracles. So this is probably gonna be the last card before we get to the oracles. Let's get to it. This is gonna be for Virgo. Let's see what's coming out here. Virgo. King of Swords. You know, some of you guys, sorry, I had to move my chair here. Gotta get comfortable because my arms are wrapping around the camera. That's pretty nasty. But that's not anyone's energy towards you. That's you. Because right before it, it literally talks about emotion. But what is the King of Swords meaning? Completely detaching and removing yourself from anything that has to do with how you've been feeling based on your feeling of revenge, based on you now focus on yourself. You are detaching yourself from that. You've already done the blocking or the guarding or setting the boundaries. You've already done that. You know why? Because there was some type of relationship that was just not growing, right? And so here, this is a logical king. It's like, okay, Virgo, we got to be smart about this. You cannot pour into an empty cup. If you have nothing within you, you can't pour into someone else who definitely is rejecting it or isn't really responding, right? That's just like, you know, someone you're giving CPR to, and for some odd reason, I mean, I'm not trying to use that particular situation, but remember, a connection that isn't working is dead, right? And you just huffing and puffing, and you doing that whole hi, stand alive. Everybody know this if you guys worked in medical field. That's the beat that they do when they pump in the chest. Okay? You doing all of that, right? To try to keep this relationship alive. And for some odd reason, you know, there's just not working. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to clarify what's up with that King of Swords. Let's see what's happening here. King of Swords here for Virgo. King of Swords. It's so interesting because it does feel like it was, ooh. Remember when I said overcoming despair? Overcoming word actually came out, okay? It says overcoming sorrow. So this whole reading is really talking about staying optimistic, and that's the reason why believing in miracles. Spirit had y'all clocked, man. I mean, they had y'all pegged for real. Because I was like, well, the only reason why this would come out is because it's something bad that happened, which is the reason why revenge came out, and it's something that you don't believe that could possibly happen, right? And here it's saying, you know what? No, let go. Optimistic is here. Feeling hopeful and optimistic. The Three of Swords is in reverse. The Three of Swords is in an upright. You are healing. And part of the reconciliation has nothing to do with you actually reconciling with the person. What does it say? Focusing on yourself. Reconciling that this wasn't going to work and it wasn't meant to work, right? That's what reconciliation means. I just read for Sagittarius where it says they had to accept that something wasn't going to work. And the same thing with you in some sense, that you are now reconciling with yourself that this is what it is, right? This is just what it is. Now, I'm not saying that for some of you, you may not have a person that's trying to come back up in here. I don't see this in the reading. I don't see it. But I'm not saying that there can't be someone, you know, some of you guys may be holding on to it because this came out by accident. Some of you guys may be still kind of holding on to it, maybe in some way, you know, to the person to, I mean, could be forgiveness is here. So maybe, I don't know if you're, I don't know what that can mean for you. I mean, I don't know if this is like you're waiting for the person to come in and make something right, or you may be waiting for them to apologize or something like that. But this is like you're forgiving a situation in order to move forward, because the whole reading is based on you moving forward because it's still sitting on top of the Eight of Wands. This is not about you going backwards, but everybody has a different story. So I can't tell you how it's going to work for you. Okay? But I definitely see healing here. We talked about that earlier when we said healing, and that's definitely happening in your reading. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get to your oracles, Virgo. Let's see what's coming out here for you, Virgo. This is for Virgo. All right. Regret. Feeling guilty, remorseful, wanting to undo damage. Okay. Again, I think I just said this. Someone may want forgiveness or something like this. But again, that could also be, okay, we got to say this, right? This could also be, regret could also be how you have responded to certain connections, okay? Or you not necessarily wanting to feel what you're feeling. But I'm just going to say this. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Oh, you got unexpected surprise. Didn't see this coming. Unpredictable. I don't know. Some of you guys may get some kind of like sorry text or sorry phone call. I mean, I gotta say it because it's here. Okay, somebody has some type of regret of some sort, and it's interesting because that came out here with the Three of Swords about forgiveness, you know, and someone wanting to recover something here with you. But that could be, I'm not saying it's happening with everybody, I'm not saying that, okay, but okay, it's going to happen in some kind of way here for you, Virgo. I guess it's a good thing, okay, but you know, maybe it's even shocking to you. Maybe you didn't even expect it. Maybe you won't expect it. Let's see. This is for Virgo. Let's see. And it could definitely be you, Virgo. Yeah, absolutely. It could definitely be where you guys have regret. Where you're like, why the F did I do this? Why the F did I, you know, and I'm just saying, I'm going off of TikTok stuff. Y'all already know, because TikTok is like, what about I get the tea? Some people just be buying cars for their person. You know, they bring them in a house to live. And I mean, and the relationships just go just to hell. Okay, so... So I'm pretty sure people like that have like a lot of regret about what they've done. So yes, it could be, that's what I mean when I say it could be the regret that you may feel. But we'll see. Let's see what comes out here. This is for Virgo. Mental clarity, secrets come to light, and a breakthrough at the bottom of the deck. Damn, hold on. This was at the bottom of the deck. Holding back, fear of falling in love. feel like, I don't know who this could be, because this could be you. Because I also feel like part of you, Virgo, like you're not so open. We talked about that earlier with that whole guarded energy. And I want you guys to, I get it. Like, I just don't want you guys to be the grouch, okay? Don't go into new relationships because y'all definitely got it. But don't go into, new connections being the grouch. Please don't do that, okay? Because here it got cut through. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it was cutthroat, okay? And that's true as well. But here it says you being able to cut through the bullshit, period. And if someone comes in here, and if that is the case where they are trying to reconcile, baby, they better to be very careful with this. Because it's like, okay, you can lie if you want, because you're going to see straight through it. That is a big sword. That means that you're ready to cut people out of your life and you're not really here for it. But I don't know. I feel like with this card, even if it's still, you're going to be holding back a lot. Like, it's not like you're going to be jumping at anybody's arm, whether it's someone from the past or if it is someone new. I just don't see it. I don't see it. No, ma'am. No, sir. Okay, it gave us like a little bit, and I had to give, both credit to you and the other person, whoever it could be. But either somebody is just really holding back. They, maybe they have a lot of feelings for you, but they are not able to fully give into the connection for whatever reason. But either way, your response to this, though, is that, because I saw it even in your reading, you are not, regardless of what they do, you're not giving your whole soul into anything at this moment. I think that you are being smart enough to actually see how people are going to be reacting towards you and how they're going to, like, if they say they're going to do something, you want to see them do it, okay? Because that's part of the sword energy. It's all about seeing, okay? But that's what I have for you here, Virgo. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all the information is down below in the description box. Please make sure you comment, and I will see you guys back here again tomorrow. Love you guys. Have a good one.